Hello everyone, welcome to IEEE ICEIB Conference 2025, and this is session D1. So I would like to print and take my hand out and see which one of you will be in right order, okay, to report the presentation.
Education settings with limited attention to learner agency or meaningful interaction in adult learning. And also, studies on middle-aged women highlight emotional and practical challenges in adapting to new technologies, such as anxiety, reduced confidence, and difficulty applying emerging tools in fast-changing environments. Continuous learning and adaptive skill development are essential for helping them stay competitive. And taken together, these findings suggest that although generative AI has great potential in adult education, we still lack insight into how middle-aged women perceive and adapt to it through structured learning experiences. To address this gap, our study explored their perceptions, key learning experiences, and challenges after completing the education program using generative AI. Now, let me briefly explain the research methodology. This study was conducted from May to July 2024 as part of vocational training education program. We used a mixed method to explore participants' perceptions and experiences in depth. The program was designed to provide hands-on engagement with generative AI tools. Participants were middle-aged women preparing for workforce re-entry. The qualitative data were analyzed using thematic analysis to identify key patterns in perceptions, learning experience, and challenges. And the quantitative data were analyzed using the R program. Now we move on to the results. The perceptions of generative AI were explored by focusing on its usefulness, satisfaction, trust, and preferred use context. And first, participants' overall perception of generative AI revealed three core themes: recognition of necessary perceived usefulness and awareness of limitations. The participants perceived generative AI as a powerful yet imperfect tool, and they thought it was valuable for personal and professional tasks, but it requires thoughtful use and careful judgment. Next, participants' satisfaction with generative AI was summarized into three main themes. First, they appreciated its faster response time, which provided immediate feedback and supported productivity. Second, they valued the structured and rich content, which made complex information easier to understand. And third, they praised its ability to organize a large amount of information effectively, which helped with time management, task execution, and idea development. Overall, participants expressed a high level of satisfaction, highlighting the tool's efficiency, clarity, and practical usefulness in both learning and work settings. Now, let's take a look at participants' trust in generative AI. Overall, participants showed a moderate level of trust. While generative AI was seen as a helpful tool, participants emphasized the importance of using it cautiously, grounded in critical evaluation and fact-checking practices. Next, we also asked participants when they thought generative AI would be most useful. Many of them mentioned that it works well as a tool for supporting self-directed learning, especially when exploring unfamiliar topics on their own. They also highlighted its usefulness for retrieving and organizing information quickly, which made it easier to manage learning tasks efficiently. In addition, participants used AI to generate and refine ideas, particularly during brainstorming or writing processes. Overall, generative AI was recognized as a versatile and user-friendly tool suitable for both learning and work contexts where productivity and creativity are needed. And related to IIKII, we asked participants which part of the generative AI learning experience was most impactful for them. Most participants said that hands-on engagement was the most meaningful. They explored different AI tools through direct use and applied them to real-life tasks. Comparing tools and solving practical problems helped them understand how AI could support their daily lives and careers. This approach also reduced their anxiety as the supportive and practice-based learning environment made it easier to try new technology with confidence. In response to IIKII, we asked participants about the challenges they faced through using generative AI. Many of them expressed a sense of pressure to keep up with rapid technological changes, along with the ongoing need to update and refine their AI-related skills to remain confident. A common issue is the lack of sufficient hands-on experience. Limited opportunities for practical engagement made it difficult to build confidence and apply what they learned effectively. Participants also raised concerns about ethical use, including bias, over-reliance on AI, and the need for critical evaluation of AI-generated content. Participants emphasized the need for structured and supportive learning environments with continuous and personalized training that can enhance motivation and sustained engagement. To conclude, this study aimed to explore how middle-aged women perceive and experience generative AI and to draw instructional design implications based on their feedback. Participants viewed generative AI as a useful tool for productivity, self-directed learning, and gaining diverse perspectives. Practical activities helped deepen their understanding and build confidence, which highlighted the importance of hands-on experience and continuous training. These findings indicate the need to expand generative AI education beyond formal academic settings and highlight the importance of integrating real-world problem-solving tasks, as well as addressing prompt engineering, AI ethics, and user guidance in future curricula. And to summarize, this study is significant in that it applies generative AI integrated education to middle-aged learners in a vocational training context and drive practical insights based on their real experiences with generative AI. The findings suggest the importance of expanding AI education beyond formal settings and emphasize the need for hands-on context-relevant learning opportunities for adult learners. However, there are some limitations. This study involves a small sample size and was conducted over a short time period, which may limit the generalizability of the research. So further research is needed to explore long-term AI competence development across diverse group of adult learners. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Professor Ha, right? And it's a very interesting study. And this study, I think you study the topic to how middle-aged women, when they are participating or re-entering the job market, okay,
Yes.
how the generative AI will play its role and how the effects it will bring up to people. So your findings, I think your findings, I think it's amazing. Your finding for the challenges for the generative AI adoption are very interesting and very amazing. And it's a very, I think it's a very thoughtful research and the topic done for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so is there, does anybody raise any question for Professor Ha? Does anybody raise any question for Professor Ha? No? Is there? No? Okay. So thank you. Thank you. And
Thank you.
let's come to the next, the third paper of session D2, which is AI and big data for assessing carbon emission in tourism areas, a pilot study in Phuket City. Phuket City should be in Thailand, right? And are you Bunrat? Bunrat? Hello, are you Bunrat?
I'll be presenting
Which one?
this research. Oh, การลือไทย
Color.
Yes.
Color height.
Yes.
Oh, Kangaroo Day. Kangaroo Day?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay. So please come on.
Right. So good afternoon. Today I'll be presenting our research on AI and big data for assessing carbon emission in tourism areas. A pilot study in Phuket City. Tourism significantly contributes to global carbon emissions. Between 2009 and 2019, tourism was responsible for about 8.8% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Major contributors within the tourism sector include transportation, accommodation, and food services. Next is the fact that tourism demand is growing faster than decarbonization. We found that $1 generated by tourism results in 1.02 kilograms of greenhouse gas emission. There is urgent need to promote low carbon tourism and adopt multi-sector strategies, and also a need to examine the link between economic growth and environmental impacts of key activities such as accommodation and souvenir production. In this research, we will assess directions in Phuket Old Town, Thailand, by using AI-based monitoring of visitors and traffic, incorporates electricity consumption data, and provide a data-driven evaluation of tourism-related emissions. Let's first begin with the study area. Phuket Island in Thailand historically depended on tin mining before transitioning to a tourism-based economy in mid-1980s. Former mines were converted into hotels, resorts, and tourist facilities. Visitor numbers and tourist revenues have increased over time, which emphasizes Thailand's economic reliance on tourism. Now, here is the roadmap of our study area. We begin our methodology with the data collection. Vehicle and tourist data were collected via CCTV footages from the locations. CCTV cameras were operated from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, 1 week per month from March to October 2024. The Big Data Institute of Thailand then processed the video data, which detects and classifies objects such as people, cars, motorcycle, trucks, and vans. Now you can see from here that the visual outputs image shows high pedestrian density in the night market. Next is the estimation process. The total carbon emissions include carbon emission from transportation and electricity consumption. In order to calculate the transportation emissions, we use the distance traveled times the emission factor for each type of vehicle. So in this study, the total distance is 0.8 kilometer, which is the combined length of Talang Road, 600 meter, and Soi Lomani, the next 200 meter. The next part of the total carbon emission is electricity emissions, which can be calculated using the electricity consumed in kilowatt times the emission factor. The emission factor we retrieved were based on the Thai vehicle data, which you can observe from this table. Now, next, we would like to talk about the results and our findings. We've discovered that for transportation insights, motorcycles are the most common transport mode, and car produce the highest emissions, as you can see from its greater emission factors. Transport-related emissions are steady at 600 kilogram carbon dioxide per month, and motorcycle usage reflects a preference for cost-effective and convenient mobility. Now, high emissions from cars suggest the need for electric vehicle promotion and also an enhance in public transport. Moving on to electricity consumption insight. The largest emission resource, and it averages at around 88 tons of carbon dioxide per month. They peak in May, which aligns with the increased cooling demand during the hot season, and emissions decline in June, which reflects seasonal temperature changes. Now, this suggests potential for energy efficient technologies, awareness campaigns to reduce peak electricity usage. Next, we would like to talk about the visitor trends. The number of visitors at around 24,000 visitors peaked in March, and from April to August, it steadies at around 21,000 visitors per month. Then from September to October, it drops to around 19,000 visitors. Per visitor emissions peak in May at 5 kilograms of carbon dioxide, then declines. No. For policy implications, we propose to promote sustainable transport, enhance energy efficiency in hospitality and retail, and prepare for a peak energy demand. And lastly, in future researches, we would like to propose future researches to include indirect emissions from food, waste, and water, and also build a comprehensive carbon profile for tourism areas. Thank you. Oh, that's the end of the presentation.
Yes, I'm back. And I think it's a good research to calculate the carbon emission from the data, including your so-called CCTV camera. Okay, that's very interesting. And what I think in Thailand, you will, especially in the Phuket Island, you will have a very good field. You will have a very good research field to do the relevant research in this area. And so I think the 5 authors from Prince of Songkla University, and Tram Udom Saskar School, and the Big Data Institute in Thailand to make this presentation. Thank you. And is there any question about this study? Is there any question? Does anybody raise a question for this study, or you have something to discuss with Canva Day? No? Okay, I thank you. Thank you for your presentation, good presentation. And it's a good application indeed. Okay, I think more and more people will follow you these directions to do the research along this direction, okay? For the tourism areas. So let's come to the fourth. Let's come to the fourth paper of this session, D2 session, which is entitled Battlefield Applications of Drone Swarms Based on Proximal Policy Optimization, Reinforcement Learning. Okay. And this is the research done by Tonghai University, people from Tonghai University. And the first author is Lin. The authors are Lin, Wu, and Chao. So which one will make the report?
I'm Shin. I'm responsible for
Okay, you are
presenting.
you are the professor, right? Okay. So let's let me handle the token to you, and you can start it. Okay.
Okay. So how can I? Sorry.
in the middle there in under the screen in the middle there is a share, a green button,
Oh, okay. Oh,
share.
sorry.
Okay, you can use it.
Okay, I'm sorry. My first time using Rune. So I'm Xinda Zhao from Donghai University, and it's my honor to be present my paper co-work with me and my student. Okay, let me give some brief introduction. The advancement of UAV technology combined with AI has opened up significant possibility for drone swarms, especially in the military domain. These swarms can cooperatively perform complex tasks, offering advantages like increased automation and reduced risks to human soldiers. However, coordinating a large number of autonomous drones in the chaos of battlefield remains a significant challenge. Deep reinforcement learning, or DRL, offers a promising approach. DRL allows drones to learn complex strategies through try and error within a simulated environment, adapting to dynamic conditions to achieve their global goal. Previous research has applied DRL to various aspects of drone control, like navigation and target tracking. For our work, we specifically chose the proximal policy optimization algorithm and its multi-agent variant, MAPPO. PPO is known for its stability and efficiency, particularly in complex control tasks. MAPPO extends these benefits to collaborative scenarios, making it suitable for coordinating a swarm. Compared to other methods like DQ and PPO, generally offer better stability and handle the continuous nature of drone flight control more efficiently and effectively. Our research focused on leveraging MAPPO to train a swarm for autonomous cooperative test mission. To train our drone swarm, we create a realistic simulation environment. The objective was for a swarm of 5 small maneuverable drones to attack an enemy air defense base. We use Unreal Engine 4.27 for the visual and the Microsoft AirScene 1.8.1 to simulate the drone physical and sensors. The base includes critical targets like radar vehicle and command center car and the missile launcher cars. Defended by 2 or several static anti-aircraft guns emplacement programmed with realistic detection range and firing rates. The drone themselves was simulated with realistic flight dynamics and equipped with sensors providing data like position, velocity, and relative target information. Here you can see an overview of the simulated base. That is drawn based on a real assumed enemy target. We employ a centralized training with decentralized execution framework. That's DTEC framework. During training, we use the MAPPO algorithm. A key aspect is parameter sharing, where all 5 drones use the same underlying policy network, allowing them to learn cooperatively from the shared experiences. We use an actor-critic architecture. Each drone actor decides its action based on its own observations, like position, velocity, and relative target data. The critic, however, use a centralized perspective to evaluate the overall state of the swarm, which helps stabilizing training. The action space is hybrid, involving continuous velocity control and discrete target selection. And PPO's keeping object function, ensure that policy updates are gradual, enhancing training stability. Designing the reward function was also critical. We created a multi-component structure to incentivize the desired behavior. Drones receive positive rewards for flying quickly toward their targets and getting closer. Penalties are given for moving away or flying too slowly. Survival is encouraged with a small continuous reward for staying operational, while being destroyed incur a large penalty. Successful hitting an enemy vehicle yields a large positive reward, which is scaled based on the target's strategy importance and the specific part hit. For instance, hitting a radar antenna gives the highest score. Okay, because this is a very critical target for the operation of the whole missile base. There is also a team bonus if the swarm neutralize all primary targets. Conversely, complete mission failure result in a significant penalty. Reward were aggregated for the team, and we use reward shaping initially, emphasizing successful attack, then gradually balancing with survival and efficiency. And we trained the model for approximately 5 million steps on NVIDIA 4070 chip. This graph shows the average reward per episode throughout training. Initially, performance was poor, with negative average rewards. Around the 1 million step mark, the rewards start improving a strong learning basic survival and targeting. We noticed a plateau around 2.5 million steps caused by drone adopting a suboptimal quick crash strategy to avoid the penalty. So then we adjust the parameter like increasing the allowable flying altitude. We saw a distinct jump in performance. The reward continued to increase and finally converged around 4 million steps, stabilizing at a high level, indicating the swarm learned effective and consistent attack tactics, and it cost about 1 week running for the simulation. So observing the final trend policy revealed the sophisticated behavior. Drones learn to use invasive roundabout paths instead of direct approaches, minimizing time within the enemy's weapon range. We frequently observe coordinate attack with multiple drones striking key targets like the radar vehicle simultaneously from different directions, overwhelming the defense. They demonstrate target prioritization, often performing dive attack aimed at critical components like the radar antennas, aligning with our reward design. Furthermore, after neutralizing primary targets, survival drones would autonomously re-attack secondary objectives like the command vehicles. This emergent strategy allows the swarm to effectively neutralize the simulated base without human intervention. So our study successfully demonstrates the feasibility of using reinforcement learning to train drone swarm for complex attack mission. The framework combines simulation, the MAPP algorithm, and the careful reward design, enable the swarm to learn effective cooperative strategies. Key advantages of this approach include its adaptability. The drone continuously optimizes their action based on the feedback, leading to greater robustness and efficiency compared to traditional methods relying on pre-programmed paths, especially in dynamic battlefield scenario. The trained swarm demonstrated autonomous path planning, timing target selection, and loss minimize capabilities. However, for our research, there are still some limitations because this is the first trial for us for doing this type of IRO study. First, the defensive units in our simulation were static. So in our future work, we will incorporate adversarial learning, allow defenses to learn and adapt dynamically, creating a more realistic training environment. Second, our centralized training approach relies on communication. Exploring decentralized methods could enhance robustness in scenarios where communication is limited or denied. Finally, bridging the sim-to-real gap, ensuring policy trained in simulation environment also can perform well on actual hardware or actual real environment. So this requires further investigation using technologies like domain randomization or other related works. So in conclusion, our research highlights the significant potential of reinforcement learning for enabling autonomous drone swarm operations. We show that through suitable training framework and effective reward in engineering, drone swarm can learn complex cooperative attack strategies, reducing the need for constant human oversight, while challenges like dynamic adversarial and the sim-to-real gap remains. Continued advancement in AI and simulation technology suggests that drone swarms are poised to be a powerful and reliable autonomous combat force in the future. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Okay. Okay. So we sincerely thank Professor Zhao for his presentation today. And he uses the reinforced learning to train the drone swarms in order to organize and maybe a type of an autonomous attacks in the battlefields. And Professor Zhao, to my knowledge, Professor Zhao is famous for his study to predict air pollution using LSTM models. So he is one of the respectful professor I know. So is there any questions to consult Professor Zhao? Is there any questions for this study to consult Professor Zhao? I think everybody can learn a lot from his work. Is there anybody to ask a question? No? So that's our session D2 today. Okay. See you, and thank Professor Zhao, thank Carol Dai, and thank Yun Ha, and thank Professor Liao. So it's our session today.